I am VoiceOver AU, also known as Kevin Powell, also known as a gentleman who did not have his webcam plugged in before he started up Streamlabs. So there's always something. There's always something week to week. One thing will go slightly awry. So yeah, I hope you're still around. Happy MK. I will be here for the next 2 hours. Why am I here? I'm here because I love playing games. I've been a gamer all my life, and hey, aren't we all gamers? But games are something that I've always loved. And one thing I love doing is digging into the world around games and what they explore. And in the case of Fallout, it's the collision of atomic age futurism and that fervent hope and passion that science is going to deliver us from society's ills. That messianic faith that we place in scientists post World War II, after the advent of the atomic bomb and atomic power, all of that. And that colliding with Cold War paranoia. All of those delicious things. So, we're playing through Fallout 1, 2, and Fallout Tactics Brotherhood of Steel, fingers crossed, in the lead up to Fallout 76, which I'm super excited for. Thank you very much for the follow, by the way, Happy MK. And last time we played... I'm just going to open my notes while I'm talking, somewhat seamlessly, or not seamlessly at all. Yeah, last time we played, I'm getting to the thorny end of Fallout, and I'm engaging with the endgame content, and I tried to rescue Adytum from the regulators, and I kind of botched the conversation tree, and I could have taken evidence to one of the citizens in Adytum that his son had been killed by the regulators, and that maybe could have started a revolution, but things didn't go that way. What happened instead was I started a firefight with the regulators, hoping that the people would go, hey, it's a chance for freedom, but no, that didn't happen. And I pretty much killed everyone in Adytum. So I'm actually really scared and excited to see what happens when I go back to the leader of the Blades tonight, when I go to talk to Razor and say, well, hey, I did that thing in Adytum that we talked about. I think it's going to go very badly from there. But I was kind of in a really interesting place where I was kind of stuck a little bit, where there's a number of things that I want to do or need to do, but from a level perspective and from an equipment perspective, I'm just not right there. Getting rid of the Mother Deathclaw over in the Boneyard. Getting rid of that, which is going to get me some pretty sweet loot if I can do that. Tried doing that a few times last stream, and it just wasn't happening. Also looking at going to the mutants facility, and that pretty tricky as well. And we also went down to the cathedral, and I think there's something going on there too, but I suspect if I start a firefight there, things are going to go horribly wrong. So that's kind of where we're at the moment, and that's why I pulled the trigger on everything in Adytum, kind of looking for a way to move forward in some meaningful way. And I think, if nothing else, then the equipment I'm going to pick up from there might help in moving forward. But before we get into everything proper, I just wanted to say very quickly a thank you for intermittent follows since our last stream. Thank you to Sendai2CX for following, and also thank you very much to Jody McGregor for following as well. I hope to see you around. I hope you're well. Look forward to potentially hanging out with you on stream. That's about it. Other than that, it's a Friday night stream, so tonight's question is, as per every Friday night, what's the best thing that happened to you this week? I would love to hear how your week has been if you join me in chat. And, as always, at the end of the stream, I'll let you know the best thing that's happened to me this week too, and it's been a pretty good week. So yeah, apologies for the false start there, Happy MK, but Streamlabs OBS wasn't going to play nice with my webcam unless I restarted, which I feel terrible about. I hope you heard me before I went off stream. There's always one thing. I'm trying to remember what it was last week. Might not have actually been one thing last week. So yes, we've got Katja as our companion, and you can see that things in here have gone pretty horribly wrong. So the best thing I'm largely going to be getting out of this is Stimpaks. Hey, Happy MK. Oxhorn, is he an Australian streamer? Because I think I've seen at least one Australian streamer who's like a Fallout librarian, just has this incredible understanding of the lore of Fallout. And yeah, it's such a rich world. I mean, I love the lore of the world. I like looking at the real world. I like looking at sort of the real world inspirations, but also just the lore of how everything happens in here is amazing too. I've been playing around 14mm AP. What uses that? Oh, I guess that does. The Sig Sauer. Oh, I gotcha. Just found him this week. Cool. Okay. Is the channel name Oxhorn? Because I might check. Yeah, I might check him out and give him a shout out on stream. Like once I've had a chance to look at his content. Because yeah, the first couple of videos I want to put up, and it's really interesting stuff. A little while back, I accidentally ended up in the mutant base after doing a bit of a James Bond. And, okay, there we go. Cool, thank you for that. I'll follow that up. Let's make a note. Check out Oxhorn on the YouTubes. Doing lore for Fallout 1. Cool. Yeah, I got sucked into the secret facility after doing something a little bit silly in Necropolis. And there were 2 diary entries that I picked up in there that are really interesting because they're kind of the advent of 2 major factions in Fallout, in Fallout. And one of those going well beyond. Like one I believe is it's the inception of the Brotherhood of Steel with Roger Maxon's diary entry. And the other of those is Richard Gray's diary entry, who I think becomes the Master. Well, pretty sure. I mean, there's no other biological blob that absorbs things. Can I give you some tips for Fallout 1? Yeah, hang on. It's an interesting question. I can certainly pass on like what I've been given secondhand as well. Agility is super important because agility is going to determine your action points. It's going to determine your accuracy in combat. Strength is important for carrying capacity because carrying capacity, like every game, is going to give you your ability to manage your inventory, which is then going to allow you to resell things. So you want a good strength. At least that's what I read. I went for high intelligence for my character, which is partly a role-playing thing, but Fallout 2 and Fallout 3 are very much games that reward intelligence in terms of giving other dialogue options. So there's been a few things that have been open to me because of a high intelligence. Charisma's the same. I think there are actually even perk-related conversation traits as well, but I went for a high intelligence for that. It's not necessary. I would highly recommend when you're building your character I would have at least one key combat skill, which is a starred skill. So when you start your character, you've got the choice of, you specify like 3 skills that are sort of your special skills, and you'll move up in those twice as fast. So I would recommend grabbing one combat skill. I went with small guns because you start out in the game with small guns. Melee is another good one. My melee's terrible because I'm focusing on small guns, but melee or unarmed could work. Other than that, let's see, what else? Swift Learner is a really good perk for early in the game. There's a couple of perks that give you additional skill points when you level up. If you focus on those to begin with, then it's going to really help you out because that's going to build your character stronger. Let's see, other than that... Nothing else really comes to mind. Like that basically Those would be the key things. Before you get to mid-game content, don't make my mistakes. Have right away and Radex. Rope is super important, and there's a couple of places that you can pick up rope in Shady Sands. I would highly recommend checking that out. Other than that, then I think I'd be verging into spoiler territory. But you're more than welcome to check out earlier streams to sort of see like how things have gone for me. In some cases, very badly. But yeah, that should see you a fair way towards like where you're headed. And like all Fallout games, you want to get your power armor as early as possible. Let me know if that helps at all, if it makes sense. And good luck with your Fallout adventures. I'm finding it's a surprisingly fun game. Like I thought it would be harder to get into. I don't know if in part it's because I'm focusing in part on the stream. But once you sort of adjust to the graphics quality, it's actually a really fun game. That sounds like I'm damning it with faint praise. But yeah, its systems are really interesting. Mushrooms. I can't take mushrooms. Yeah. Talking to people is super important, and understanding where it is that you're going. Like, I know what you mean. There's been a couple of points where I've just been lost. Yeah. Yeah, that's why it's really important to have a combat skill of some sort. Because if there are a couple of mole rats in that opening area, and they can be nasty. One exciting thing that's also happened this week is I've picked up the beginnings of a cold, so I apologize if my voice fails at any point. Oh yeah, you've got to. So much of this game, it comes from people telling you what to do. So if you don't talk to people, yeah, it's a complete mystery. You have no idea what to do. Sometimes even when you've talked to people, you're like, what? I don't know. Hey Sendai, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Tonight's question is, what is the best thing that has happened to you this week? I can tell you what the worst thing that has happened to Adytum is, and that's me. Adytum, even. Things have gone horribly wrong. Alright. I think it's about everything I can pick up from in here. So let's bite the bullet and go back and talk to Blades. I'll talk to Razor of the Blades. I don't think she's going to be happy. I kind of killed everyone. Everyone's dead. So what's your time zone, Happy? Are you based in Australia? Are you spending your Friday night with me? Or are you overseas and you're just starting your Friday? Alrighty-o. Scorpio. So I feel like, if nothing else, I feel like that 22 stim packs that I got from massacring an entire village is going to help. Because I only had like 7 before. You're in AU. Well, thank you very much for spending your Friday night with me. I really appreciate it. I spend Fridays looking after my daughter, like at home, and I was thinking, because a friend made a comment online about, just a joke about how hard it is to organize role-playing sessions. And I'm really grateful for having an avenue like this where it's possible to game socially. Like it's so much fun. I really look forward to the Friday night and the Sunday night streams. I mean, I'm looking forward to putting together more video content over on YouTube as well, which I'm starting to push out. But I mean, this is the front and center of it. It's just fun being able to hang out with people in game, especially without having to leave the comfort of your own home. Yeah, Adytum. The story is Sendai. Oh, okay. You moved to Australia a year ago. Happy. Where from? I'd love to know. And yeah, Sendai. The story is that I tried to liberate Adytum, and I did it very badly. So everyone was attacking me. Oh wow, truer words have never been said. You were able to kill them all. Well, yes, but not just the regulators. Kind of killed everyone. Okay, well, she's happy. That's good. Great. You gain 500 experience points. Yay! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is that. Ah, it came from EU. Okay. Well, welcome to Australia. I would like to apologise for the state of our current political environment. Oh yeah, I hear you, Sendai. If it's any consolation, it's kind of my go-to story. I suffered for a year with ADSL that was 4 down and about a quarter up, and during that time I was working on a film project. I was doing dialogue looping for a voice role for a film. And we had to go through this ridiculous ritual every time we were organizing a session to see whether basically the connection would be able to manage whether it would be fast enough for streaming. It's only since we've just moved house that we lucked into getting a decent NBN connection. So that's the other thing I apologize for, Happy. The state of Australian internet providers. They are terrible. Everywhere's the same. Yeah, it kind of feels that way. Kind of feels that way around what's happening. What's happening politically. I mean, I guess you guys had sort of the rise of fascist parties like Golden Dawn first. But yeah, it's been an interesting week in politics. Plonking sounds like a good plan. Oh, Sendai, if I remember correctly as well, you have a little one, don't you? You've multiplied. You've created an offspring. You've spawned. Created an alt. If so, how old is your lovely child now? If that's not too personal a question. There you go. So yeah, now you know that when I say I understand your pain, you know that I'm not kidding. All right. So Adytum has given me a bunch of stim packs. 500 experience, but that's about it. So I think that the next step is, let's see if we can take another shot at that Mother Deathclaw with all of our stim packs. Oh wow, 6. Man. That's awesome. Congratulations. Mother Deathclaw. Alright. Now, I have no idea if the eggs that the Mother Deathclaw has can actually hatch. Can actually hatch Deathclaws, but I don't want to find out. So I'm gonna just assume the worst. And I grabbed the explosive rockets as a trial too, but they didn't really make much of a difference. And there's only one opponent, so sniper rifle and that are going to be enough. I just want to make a big entrance. Saw something move up there. There's probably Deathclaws I need to get rid of first. It would be nice if they weren't. So 6 is, if I remember correctly, so you're... Oh, there we go, there's Deathclaws. Alright. Let's change our preferences and sneak. Let's open this menu. Preferences. I can imagine. Ah! Wasn't quick enough. Oh, and I should have reloaded my weapon too. Oh, it's okay. I had enough action points for that. Hey, man! The thing I'm kind of scared of with the climactic fight now too is I don't want to lose Katya, because it feels like every time... 72 hit points, that's what I'm talking about. That is the current topic of conversation. It feels like every time I've gone through a major fight here, I've lost a companion. Like I lost Ian the first time I went from the hub on a mission, on a trade route. He just got brutally slaughtered by giant mantises. And dog meat I lost. Oh, where did dog meat go? I think it was fighting super mutants. That's right. And dog meat put up a serious fight against super mutants. 38. So for those of you playing at home, we pretty much figured out last time, or through counting, it's going to be one of those nasty crits. It takes about 3 of those critical hits to get rid of Deathclaws. See, she's tough. I mean, she did get hit 3 times, admittedly, but she's tough. And that tends to be the clue that the battle's changing against at least one of the Deathclaws. And there we go. It's when I get initiative. Get away from her. Alright. What do we got? 95. See, 12 hit points is not terribly impressive. Yeah, come on down. The other thing that's interesting about this game too is that the AI is pretty optimal. It doesn't do stupid things. Like in some other games you might be able to get like an opponent just walking back and forth between Wolfpack tactics. So one person takes a shot and it goes, I'm after you. But there's that cold coming in. But yeah, in this game it'll just latch onto one target most of the time. Which in this case is me. Because we have to kill Mummy Deathclaw before you stop appearing. Oh, I did not want to miss. I did not want to. We still got plenty of ammo. There's another one of those. And we reload. Oh, don't kill me. 25 hit points. Katya's bringing it. She's a good companion. Yeah, it sucks to there's always an interesting tension in these games between sort of what's, I guess, optimal from a mechanical point of view and what makes a good story. See, I'm going through, like, I've gone through. I've still got twice as many stim packs as I had before, but I don't want to lose more. No, I'm not going to be able to do that this round. Let's go this way. Yeah, there's always an interesting tension between what makes sense mechanically and what makes a really good story, because the idea of there being a misunderstanding in Adytum that led to just this horrible massacre makes a good story. especially if it's unintentional. Kind of that headcanon that you get in games. 2,000 experience. It's 1,000 per Deathclaw, I guess. So that's like twice as much as I got. No, 4 times as much, math being an important skill. It's 4 times as much as I got from turning in that quest. Good, we're still sneaking. Alright, let's save the game again, seeing as we had that fight. Yeah, so for those of you in chat, what's the best thing that happened to you this week? Let me know. I would love to know how your week has been. Not good. %. I don't like those numbers. What are you there? 47%. Alright, let's take 2 steps in. Get away from her. I guess we're paying for it being dark. Oh, something. 13 hit points is not nothing. So, I'm just going to assume that those eggs aren't going to hatch. Oh, that's right. I can't... Yeah, I think... Now I've got to remember from all the times that I fought against her, I think the criticals for her are in the head. Like, that's where I want to shoot her. Because it's near impossible to hit her in the eyes. Like, 51% is just... It's not good odds. And the way that RNG seems to work in this game, it's not like, say, for example, XCOM, where like a 70%, you know, most of the time you can be guaranteed you're going to hit. It feels like a pretty brutally honest RNG. So we're going to try for the head. 35 points is not nothing. Just hit for no damage. Did you just go the biff, Kutcher? I think you did. 8 points is less impressive. I always worry when chat goes a little quiet that I've suddenly disconnected, but I'm showing as live. My paranoia just shifts gradually over time. I don't worry about my frame rate now or my sound because I can see my levels, I can see everything's working, but if chat suddenly goes quiet, then I worry. Oh, there we go. Yeah, absolutely. Like, headcanon is such a... It feels like the further back you go in a game, like the less, I guess... I don't want to say less elegant, because that sounds like I'm damning them with faint praise. But the less... Let's say the less comprehensive a game is, the more of a game is the headcanon that you build up. Oh no, it's all good. It's all good. It's just my paranoia. I'm staring at Streamlabs. I'm staring at Streamlabs OBS over here, and it's telling me. It tells me that I'm live, but yeah, I still worry sometimes that I'm gonna somehow get inexplicably disconnected. My initial paranoia was around. It was around my frame rate, but when I was getting that sorted out, because that proved to be quite complex. See, I should have switched over to the Power Fist. Well, I suppose I've got only 5 action points left, so let's burn the other 5 doing this. See, I've never used a power fist before in Fallout until this playthrough. I didn't even know it was a thing. Like, I'm aware of it with the later Fallouts, but yeah, I never used it in here. It's quite nice. I've got an explosive fist. Hey, son, thank you for joining us. Lovely to see you as always. So, just to catch you up, I went back to talk to Razor, and Razor just didn't bat an eyelid about the fact that Adytum is now just a bloodbath. So I'm trying to take down the Mother Deathclaw again now that I've got just a whole lot of stim packs that, well, it turned out that most of the people in Adytum weren't using anymore. So that's why we're down here right now. Missing. Oh, I hate those crits that knock me across the... Well, that wasn't so bad. Okay, that was. What did you pick up, Catcher? You threw something. It's like a... see, now I've got to go back in here again. Doot, 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 doot. Doot, 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 doot. Oh, yeah! Yeah, RNG was my friend for a little while there, but, yeah. I feel like she's getting a beat on me. She's getting more hits in. Catcher, if you could do something. Oh, she's probably run out of ammo. You need to get more ammo. Ah, see those... Yeah, they're not bad. Those 14 hit point shots, but I really want those high damage crits. Those are the rounds I want. More of those. Was critically hit for 1 hit point. Bluetooth headphones now work. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Love a good pair of wireless headphones. I critically missed. Critically missed. Ah, thank you for noting. So you got sharp eyes there. I'm not even sure I've got her ammo. Whee! There it is, folks. There's another death. Harsh every time. Alright, let's rack it up. Come on, Streamlabs. Come on. Ah, that's right, it's my chatbot. Come sit. 16. Good thing we saved. Do. Watch out for Deathclaws. What an excellent idea. I don't think I've got any submachine gun ammo to give her. No. There we go. Jacketed hollow point. Yeah, 10mm submachine guns, what she's got. That's not what I'm not using. Save right outside? Why is that? When you say right outside, do you mean literally at the start of the fight, or? I'm not sure I follow. Whoop. You may need to explain more there. Hey, Catcher. Can I give you... I'll just trade with you. Hey. Barter. In which I give you a bunch of stuff. Just like a lot of stuff. All of that. all of that. Ammunition, caliber 10mm, armor piercing. Yeah. Yeah, it does seem like there's a little bit. I mean, there's normally a bit of lag between. There's normally a bit of lag between the stream and like me. Like it's only. Hang on. I'll start that again in English. There is a lag between what is experienced on screen and the text in chat. Like chat is an immediate form of communication. It's only platforms like Mixer, to my understanding, although I'm still largely a newbie to this. Katja, where'd your gun go? Did you throw your gun at someone? Alright, have another submachine gun. You got throwing knives. Yeah, it's not a bad idea, son. Do you find that you have less delay than a minute? Because my understanding was that with streaming, like, that was about what you see. That there's always, like, a little bit of a lag. But is it not, in your experience, that severe? Did I take my... Where's my... Oh, I did take my steroids. I took them a while back. Those plastic explosives. Oh, okay, yeah. Unfortunately, I don't really have any control over ads yet. That's my understanding, at least. And they've changed. I've still got to wrap my head around what they did to change the platform recently with that. All right. There you go, Katja. More toys for you. Nothing yet, but stay tuned for more carnage. Change formation? No? Yes. Change formation. Keep a moderate distance from me. Alright, what do we got there? Yeah, that's all looking pretty good. Even sneaking, I'm not going to get a chance to get around the corner. Oh, you got 12 seconds. Oh, wow. Weird. Okay. Still, I'm glad, Sendai, that even with that delay in the conversation, that you're able to at least stream, because I've got a few friends who are on ADSL who just, they can only watch replays because the live platform is no good. And I know exactly what that's like. Like when we were on our terrible ADSL, YouTube was the only video player that we could use. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you, son. I've actually learned something tonight, because my understanding was it was only Mixer that got close to like really low latency, but I guess I'm wrong. It's good. There you go, Katja. Shoot 'em up. High bandwidth. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. The answer to that one, son, is Australia's terrible internet infrastructure. But yeah, it is a shame. Like, it's so funny when you go to places like Thailand. I always, like, I worked, Jesus, it would have been over 15 years ago now. I remember working in Thailand for a while as a tech consultant. And there's this attitude people have of it being a backwater, which is absolutely not the case. Like, there are so many things that were just technologically ahead of what I experienced back home. All right, Stimpack time. Stimpacks and punchies. Punchies are big bundles of fun. Bundles of fun. It's great. Punch in the head. We're gonna get one punch in. Ah, we miss. No. Unfortunately, I can't. At least as far as I'm aware, I need to be an affiliate before I can do that. I've looked before for that option, and I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong, but I'm pretty sure the last time I did research on that, it said that that was something that was only available for affiliates and higher. And unfortunately, at the moment, I'm still working towards affiliate, which is annoying. Yeah, please let me know if I'm wrong there, but yeah, it's frustrating. I suspect that it's because it places, like, it's more resources from their side, so it needs to be justified by knowing that, oh, come on, missing twice, this is not going good. Oh, and there's a big crit. Whee! Well, at least Kutcher's in here doing some damage. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to actually put in multiple streaming options. I'm really looking forward to that. The threshold of affiliate is the big thing I'm looking for at the moment is just 50 followers, which I'm ticking along towards. That's not bad given that I'm playing I'm playing a game that was released in 1997. There's a couple of things I'm looking at streaming in the near future that I think are going to be, for want of a better word, sexier for people as well. Because I'll be picking up my PS4 Pro sometime soon. So I'm looking at going through Lost Legacy and some other more recent stuff. Now, why isn't it letting me hit you? I would like to hit you very much. Oh, it's out of range. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, but affiliate's not something that you can... Well, I guess, yeah. No, you're right. You're right, son. It's just a slight splitting of... Can you explain that? What do you mean by that? I'm not sure I follow there, son. Do you mean that there are... Do you mean there are people that you know who are happy to follow newer streamers, or... Because in general, I'm pretty happy to work towards it. I mean, that being said, yeah, I'll wait to hear more from you before I say any more. Blah, blah, blah. But yeah, streaming is... This is something that I do. This is something I'm doing at the moment for... Oh, I see. Oh, I think you mentioned this. Yeah, you mentioned this when you first popped up. Look, if you want to mention me, then yeah, by all means, but don't feel compelled. I kind of see that, like, while it would be nice to have like what affiliate gives, it feels like it's not... What's the word I'm looking for here? How best to put this? It's not something that would be sustainable if it's not reached organically, if that makes any sense. But that being said, yeah, if you want to spread the word and say, like, I mean, if you've got friends who are willing to follow, then yeah, by all means. That was very wishy-washy. Short answer is, yeah, look, spreading the word would be lovely. There we go. But yeah, I'm still kind of ironing out where there might be additional, like, schedule slots, what I want to do next. I'm actually looking forward to... I'm probably going to end up streaming Banner Saga as kind of an adjunct to this, to the Fallout streaming in a different time slot. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, no strings attached, I think, from either side there. Just let them, like, you know, if they like what they see, then by all means. Oh, come on, I missed again. What's going on here? Yeah, I'm looking forward to streaming the Banner Saga trilogy when it drops completely on Switch, which is an apocalyptic game as well, but very different in flavor to Fallout, which is why I'm looking at sort of a different time slot I could do that with. 24 hit points. All right, let's reload. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I guess that's something it's something I didn't think about. That yeah, it's kind of low investment. Yeah, sure. That'd be lovely. That'd be lovely. Thank you very much. Yeah. Understood. 14 hit points. I just want to kill you. So we can... Oh, not one of those big sweeping crits. Okay, that wasn't so bad. Oh, just knocked to the ground. I celebrated too early there. It's critically hit on the head for 17 points. Knocking him. Him? Is Mother like just a term there? And you're still up. And you're apparently super pissed now. Yeah, definitely premature. Yeah, I've got a pretty flexible schedule, generally, so I'm looking at like what's gonna work going forward. The 2 slots I've got at the moment work really well, I think, because I suspect even for Australia they're problematic, because on a Friday night most people are doing stuff, not hanging out and watching streams, at least this time of night. Why won't you die? But it's a way of sorting out like how all of this works that's lower in terms of exposure is actually a good thing, because it's meant that a few things that have a bit of the learning curve, I've been able to deal with that on my own time. Gotcha. Oh, okay. Interesting. So why Fallout then, Sendai? Is it just you have a love for the game? Because it's a really interesting choice, because it's an older game. I assume that's a question for Sendai, son. Do. 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, man. Time for punchies. I'm actually doing about the same damage with the power fist that I'm doing. Okay. If she kills me again... Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. I came for Fallout State for the voiceovers. Aw, you're so sweet! Yeah, if she kills me again, I'm just going to punch her with the fist over and over again, because that's actually doing pretty solid damage. And at 3 action points apiece, compared to 7. I reckon that might... Come on! I reckon that might be the go. See, this is where the RNG... I have not. They're going to need a Patreon for that. Or would you need a Patreon? I'm not sure how that works. Like, what's the dynamic there? What? Who? Who said what? What's going on? 9 points of damage. Yeah, see that? That power fist is doing about as much damage as the sniper rifle. I reckon that's the go. We're going to try an alternate tactic. I was talking about this in a quieter moment last week. This is the thing that I really dig about games that are hard, and it took me a long time to get to this point. I used to just get frustrated and just throw them out the window. Just go, I don't know what the fuck's happening. But it took a friend sort of opening my eyes to it all. Typically, when you're kind of stuck in a rut in a game, it means there's some system somewhere that I'm not engaging with. And in this case here, it could be as simple as the fact that I'm overlooking that there's a much more powerful melee weapon that I can use to kill her with instead of going for the sniper rifle. Really dislike 3 Love New Vegas. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I think the systems in 4 are incredible, but I've only played like a tiny sliver of it. But yeah, I've heard that I've heard a lot of fan love for New Vegas. And yeah, the morality is interesting. It's kind of like with higher production value, I guess, comes a more constrained experience just because of the scope that your budget has. Like, take, for example, Mass Effect. You have choices from a morality perspective around what kind of Shepard you're going to be, but you're still always Commander Shepard who is saving the galaxy. It's prohibitive for them to go and create a bunch of voice acting assets and animations and like environments and to change those environments for different kinds of things. So you're still always going to be doing the one thing. Whereas with a game like this, I'm really interested to see what happens with Fallout 2 because I released like 1998, like 1 year after Fallout 1. So it seems like they did the sensible thing and they were like, we've built our engine now, let's just create shit tons of content. So I'm really looking forward to seeing like what they do with that. And yeah, in this game, the scope for the choices that you have, because I, like without spoiling too much, like I remember reaching the climax of the game first time around. It's about the only thing I do remember about the first game from my first playthrough, because I played this back like in 1997 because I'm old. And I remember being so impressed by the fact that that it was so clear that you're like, there's multiple ways that I can approach this. The game has facilitated different playstyles in going through the climax of the game, and that's hard. That's really hard. Did it? No. Oh, 30 hit points. Hit in the head. It's not dead, but it fell over. It's something. I used to think RPGs would gamify more things. No socialization and empathy gamification. Can you unpack that a little bit more, son? Because there's a couple of things that I can think of to talk through there, but I'm not sure that I'm exactly on the right page. Come on. How many hit points do you have? I'm so glad. Thank you for pointing out, Sendai, that Katya was out of ammo. Because it's making a huge difference. Like, she's pretty consistently hitting in this fight. Oh, come on. Even if she's like hitting for 1 hit point there. How to be empathetic or empathic. Okay. There are some, yeah, there's some interesting examples of games that, like, if we're talking outside of the scope of like pen and paper RPGs. Oh, I suppose if we're talking RPGs, we're talking like Fallout, so that's our starting point. Yes! We did it. While we're talking about how to be more empathetic. Celebrating killing a broodmother. I feel like I'm undermining our point here. But a couple of examples that come to mind is LA Noire kind of experimented with that, depending on how you look at it, with its interrogation mechanic, where it would be subtle ticks in the actor's performance for the character that was supposed to give away whether a character was telling the truth or whether they were lying. Especially now on the phone. Oh, yeah, the schooling's, yeah. Just bear with me for 2 seconds while I think of something mildly amusing to put here. Post Hive. Yeah, tried to do, I think, is a really good description there. You've got to love games. You've got to love games that are willing to try something and fail boldly. And it seems like that's what it did. Like, there were a lot of things that it kind of became like a there are running jokes that everyone has around LA Noire, but it was revolutionary in terms of what it approached. Another example that comes to mind is, it might be a poor example. Huh. And while we're talking about empathy again, I'm going to shoot rockets at... Oh, yeah, let's just do that. Good point. Good point, Kutcher. Let's just shoot them with pistols. Deus Ex Human Revolution had an interesting mechanic with its interrogations where you could get a particular upgrade. It wasn't quite the same thing, but you could get an upgrade where that allowed you to try and control people's emotions. And it was kind of like a rock, paper, scissors thing. There were 3 personality types that it categorized people into, and each personality type would respond to a different kind of approach. But that's not quite the empathy side of thing. That's more the... It's more gamifying. Well, gamifying's a poor word. Thank you. Yes, nice shot. I can't even shoot a bunch of static eggs. The shot just went straight past. Yeah, in the case of Human Revolution, it's not quite sort of looking at the empathy side of things. It's more, in that case trying to create like an interesting system. I think the indie space is definitely something that's worth looking at there. There's an amazing game that like with full disclosure, is made by like one of the people on the team is a dear friend of mine. But oh no, I saved Florence for iOS is a amazing and an absolutely heartbreaking game that I can't recommend enough. Yeah, you're gonna kill me. But that's okay, because I saved. Oh, I'm not dead yet. Alright. If this thing kills me, then I will go back and do the leveling thing first. Before I come upstairs. Bad. Yeah, there it is. Alright, that's still going to count as another death. There we go. Sorry, Ron. I need to chalk up the count. I always forget. Gotta wait for Ron. Incidentally, like, I know I make a lot of hay about Ron Perlman's performance in this game, but I had a look at the IMDb page for this game during the week, and it is incredible. The number of people involved in this, it's amazing. The gentleman who plays the character in Shady Sands, the mayor of Shady Sands, is the main actor off Monk. I'm going to forget his name. I can't recall it off the top of my head, but yeah, he's a prominent actor. Like, it's just one example. Jim Cummings, the voice of Winnie the Pooh, has voiced a number of roles that we will be hearing from later on in the game. I think it might have been in relation to something silly that I did. I think I said something suitably self-deprecating. I could be wrong. Alright, let's see if I can doctor myself, because I'm out of stim packs. First aid. 5 hit points. Hey, I'll take it. You earn 26 experience points for honing your skills. Yay! Alright, let's create another save game. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I was talking about the... that's right, exactly. Yeah, nicely done. It was the cognitive dissonance between talking about empathy and me celebrating having killed the Mother Deathclaw. Cognitive dissonance. There's a great trophy in Uncharted 4 that you can get after you kill about 1,000 or so people. Because one of the common criticisms of Uncharted 4 is that there's this kind of real cognitive dissonance between the gameplay mechanics where you just kill like a lot of people, just like a lot, just shoot them. It's great. And Nate, who's this amazing character, who's this plucky kind of like go-get-em adventurer and not a sociopath in the very least. I just want to buy weapons. And so you kill like 1,000 people in Uncharted 4 and you get a trophy literally called Ludonarrative Dissonance. Which is so funny. I love that they've taken that criticism on board. I'm just going to switch back to the right client over here, so we might lose sound for just a quick sec. Boop, boop, ba-doop. There we go. And we're back. I like having Streamlabs over there now. Do 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 do. But yeah, isn't regarding the schooling system, isn't like the sort of the common wisdom around that the main reason it never really was sort of about, or it functions to kind of like to be a factory for spitting out more, hang on, I'm trying to talk and play at the same time. That its primary function is not to promote independent critical thinking, but rather to create sort of drones. Like that seems to be sort of the common conspiracy theory. Flamethrower fuel. Did I get rid of my flamer? I was tremendously lucky when I went through plasma grenades. They might be worth something. How many? How much? $1,000. I'll take that. Might be some extra oomph. Don't really have anything else to do with my money at the moment. Oh, although I do need stim packs, so maybe I'll just buy like a couple. Yeah, I still don't quite understand like how it happened, but I had a really progressive education through our public school system. I was super lucky. Hey, Evan, thank you for joining us. How's it going in your neck of the woods? How's your Friday morning going so far? Do 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 do. We just killed Mother Deathclaw. So now I'm almost dead. And I suspect I've got to get rid of the last Deathclaw up there before Gabriel's going to consider that job done. I think I've killed all the Deathclaws. Okay. Because I'm not in a position at the moment to... yes, I do have power armor. Yeah, there was one stream where I joined the Brotherhood, got the power armor, got the water chip, like everything, everything happened in that 3 hours, for sort of the first half of the content. Parents' need for straight A's. Oh, okay. The Industrial Revolution thing makes a lot of sense, Sento. Didn't it sort of start out as like a place to put like children so that workers could work longer as well? We're talking about the role of schooling. Conversation goes all over the place. It's one of the great things about hanging out on a Friday night or a Friday morning. So yeah, we were talking about empathy in games, and the fact that games don't promote or gamify empathy, and how schooling doesn't really do that either. So now we're talking about the role of schools. Yeah. Oh wow! Hats off to you, Sendo. Like, I've considered that in the past, but in terms of both, like, to be brutally honest, the time investment and also confidence in being able to, like, work across curriculum, like, it's not something that I could do. So more power to you for doing that. Hello, Even Prime. Post the Third Republic. Can you expand that a little bit more? When you say post Third Republic, I'm not sure I understand. Oh, were you Even Prime? I think we're going to get into a situation here where I just need like one more stim pack. So I'm going to try and sneak back, because I think there's one Deathclaw sitting there at the top of the map. Oh, I see. Gotcha. Thank you. I'm learning. See, I mean, that's a cool goal. Like, creating individuals capable of self-governing. It's why... Like, it's a little, in terms of cost, like, it's cost prohibitive over here. But the Steiner model of schooling, like, we've looked at that for our daughter, and it's super attractive. The idea of being able to explore what you're interested in, what you're curious about. Like, it just seems to me that there's this real cognitive dissonance between what schooling does and what you need nowadays, which I guess I think it might have been you, Son, or Sendai mentioned that that schooling hasn't really kept up with what demands, like, what we need out of schooling. But self-directed learning, being able to just grasp complex concepts by yourself, like, that's super important. And that's what I love about that, the idea that, yeah, you can learn math, you can learn, like, you know, science, whatever. And typically it's under the auspices of, like, whatever you're interested in. That's fascinating. Oh, you're not going to barter with me now. That's harsh. All right, I'll go outside and talk to someone else. The English Civil War that invented democracy. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like that. The origins of democracy, like the version of that story that I'm aware of, is always basically like tied, you know, that Yeah, it's in ancient Greece because there's that narrative. There's that narrative that they wrap around, and I know 300 is mythologizing a lot of stuff, but they talk about how they're protecting. Like even when you talk about accounts of the war, like through like Herodotus and stuff like that, they talk about how they're defending democracy against the evil Persians. Yeah. How do you mean? Even when? Congratulations, Sendai, by the way, for reaching the rank of Squire. I'm going to see if I can find someone to barter with. Because I want some stim packs. You don't have stim packs. Actually, I might just even see if I can rest somewhere. Oh. Oh, here we go. Yeah, sure, I'll take it. Hands you some stim packs and some caps. Beautiful. That's exactly what I was hoping for. Would have been nice to be all, no, keep it for yourself, please. But I super need those stim packs to get rid of the last of the Deathclaws. Righty. That's what we were looking for. This is interesting. Like, I'm going to listen rather than engage with the conversation here around sort of democracy, because I don't know, but I'm interested in the conversation that you all are having there. The American Republic was the inspiration of democracy in the Western world. Now, I know I literally just said I wasn't going to intercede there, but son, when you say the American Republic was the inspiration, like in the case of Australia at least, that's not true, because we follow the Westminster model. So while the American Republic was a thing before Australia was founded, there's not any cross-contamination that I'm aware of into the model of democracy that Australia adopted. English Civil Wars started making him. Interesting. This is why history is fascinating. I love that I am learning from y'all. Because this is why I kind of do like what I do with games, where I use them as a way to dig through history. Like I'm reading through, or listening to the audiobook rather, of Oppenheimer's biography at the moment, finding it fascinating, because I never studied history. And I know that sounds daft. Like I know that you can read books if you're interested in something, but I mean that's kind of what I do nowadays. But I like having sort of a framework to structure it around. Oliver Cromwell. He's just a lovely gentleman. Just lovely. Yeah, come on, Catcher. Do the thing. Do it. Man. I'm getting those Miss RNGs tonight. Yeah. So what's the best thing that happened to folks this week too? Just to change the topic briefly. I'd love to know what the best thing is that happened to you. Good lord, it's 10:17 already. Time flies. That's what happens when you hang out with a bunch of lovely people. 36. This Deathclaw's taken some hits. I think you're the last one too. So please go away. It's time for punchies. Yeah. There we go. No, get up, get up, get up, get up. I think I've only got one stim pack left. 2. Okay, that makes it worth it. God bless the blades for giving me gear. See, I didn't even know that England had become a republic for a while. I was not aware of that. You are a fascinating group of people. You know things. Alright. Should just be one more good shot. This thing to drop it. Yes! That is what I'm talking about. That is the current topic of conversation. And once again, I'm out of stim packs. And... trapped in time, surrounded by evil, low on gas. Alright. I'm gonna save. Excuse me. All Deathclaws dead? With a question mark. Because hopefully they are. Just in case. 24 hit points is still no way to start a fight. But if I've saved, I can at least scout around. I can't believe it's like we're an hour 17 in already. This time has flown. This could be it. This could be the end. The end of the Deathclaws, meaning the gunrunners can get out of here. There's 2 cities where things have gone awry. One is Adytum, where we saw what happened and just killed everyone. The other is Necropolis. I still don't know exactly what happened there, but I came back to Necropolis and all the ghouls had been wiped out by super mutants. I'm still mystified as to how that happened. But most of the people I was talking to just turned out dead. Not good. Not good at all. I want to buy weapons. Weapons. Let me buy weapons. Let's see if Gabriel's going to consider that to be job done now that I've done the thing. I suspect he's going to give me the same story, but maybe not. Alright. Can I rest here? No, can't rest there. But I can rest back in the main area of Adytum from memory. Or the boneyard, rather. So I'm just going to rest for a while, and that'll get me hit points back too. I hope my voice is sounding okay. I think I'm just getting into a little slightly huskier mode with this oncoming cold. The upside is that I don't have to record anything at the moment. I'm spending this couple of weeks just in R&D mode, buried in a book called The Anatomy of Story. Learning narrative structure so that I can be my own writer for projects. Watch out for Deathclaws. Hopefully there are none here. Hopefully you're all dead. Which, you know, sounds like a nasty thing to say, but... And I know that they're genetically engineered creatures, but all the same, they only really have one purpose, one drive in life, which is to kill. That's one thing I do remember fondly from the start of Fallout 4. The Deathclaw fight is just terrifying. I love that they load you in a piece of power armor and then just go, kill a Deathclaw. Because that thing looks terrifying on screen. Just utterly terrifying. Alright, let's rest. Can we rest? Let's rest until morning. Yay! And then let's rest for another 2 hours to let the sun come up. Whee! The other thing I found really interesting streaming these games too is I get kind of a disjointed sense of how long it takes to actually complete the game. Like I've been 2 hour bursts or 2 and 3 hours for some streams. Like I was surprised when I was getting close to the end game content for this, which it feels like we're still close to. Like there's a limited number of things left to do here. Oh, what happened there? Gain 2 strength. Oh, that was my drugs wearing off. Okay, fair enough. I was on buff out, I think. I try to avoid taking psycho. Alright, let's do a once around here and see what's happening. What is happening here? It's looking Deathclaw free. Let's go chat with Gabriel and see if he considers... Oh, we'll go the long way around. What can you not go around there for? I love that you can reload your fist. See, Henry Cavill is just ahead of his time. He's clearly, like in that Mission Impossible sequence, he's clearly just waiting for the future with power fists. It's got to be said though, like if you haven't seen the trailer for the latest Mission Impossible, check it out, because Henry Cavill does this move, and I'll just get my camera around so I can see, like, make sure I'm framing this right. No. Why can't I see my camera? Why can't I see my camera? Oh, because we want to go to here. There we go, live. There we go. I was just in the wrong mode there. There we go. Yeah, so he's got this, like he's got his fists up and he's fighting Tom Cruise, and suddenly he does this kind of flick down with both of his hands, like all the way down. I'd have to stand up for you to show you it properly, but yeah, it looks amazing. And at the same time, like, you know, if you take it in like the context of, I guess, you know, if you take it out of cinematic, like, it looks cool territory, it's kind of ridiculous, but it's so much fun. And it kind of, like, you can kind of rationalize it given the fact that the dude's wearing like a dress shirt, so he's kind of snapping the cloth maybe to get it to behave, like pulling his cuffs up without going, oh, I'm going to drop my guard and do this. So you can kind of make a case for it making sense, but it looks awesome. And it's become this whole gag about Henry Cavill, like, reloading his hands. It's definitely a film I'm going to check out at some point, probably on DVD, but it looks fun. I've heard that it's a lot of fun, especially if you watch the first Mission Impossible. I would like to buy weapons from Zach. Now, I'm guessing if they're still here, that means that they haven't considered it to be sort of game over yet. So, if that's the case, I'm going to go and sleep again for another day. I'm sorry to hear that, Sendai. Thank you so much for your company. It was lovely to spend time with you. Yeah, good night. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I think I've killed all the Deathclaws. Alright, still not sure. A few days. Okay, so you're literally going to say a few days. Alright, I'm going to go sleep for another day. Because I want the equipment that you're going to drop for me. And presumably, it's going to mean turning in a quest. Alright, let's turn running back on. Now that we're not running away from Deathclaws. Or sneaking around Deathclaws, rather. I guess it kind of makes sense that they don't let me rest in their base. Watch out for Deathclaws. I will never not say that because it's just such a cool phrase. I don't know what it is, but there's something sticky about that. It just gets right in my brain. I think one of my favorite gigs was just getting to trot out that 1940s newsreel voice and get paid for it. It's one of those amazing instances where someone's like, "Oh, you can do that thing accurately," and you're like, you don't want to tell them, "Yeah, that's the thing that I do when I goof off with friends, like all the time." But yeah, it was so much fun getting paid to do a 1940s. See, now I'm going to bungle it because I'm doing 3 things at once with my head. But, yeah. Doing a 1940s newsreel voice. Buy war bonds. Support our boys overseas. You know, that kind of thing. Alright, let's rest until morning again. Oh, look at those hit points go up. That's a good thing. Audio's going out of sync. Okay. I'm gonna just bring up then in my browser on mute. I'm just gonna bring up the I'm gonna bring up the Twitch page. If anyone else is watching, audio's going out of sync. Oh, okay. You're just talking about your connection. Okay. If anyone's having any hassles with the stream, let me know, please. Yeah. You have a great weekend too, Sendai. Very much appreciated. Oh, I see. I've caught up now. You thought for a minute there that it might have been working, but no joy. It's a bummer. Brr. Yeah. Have a great weekend. I really do sympathize with that. Like, Australian internet can just be terrible. We're renting where we are at the moment, and I do not want to have to move ever. Because the kind of connection we've got is classed as fiber to the premise, which is basically in Australia nowadays, it's a unicorn in terms of internet access. It's super rare. They're still here. They still don't consider. Do I have to sleep for another day? Swap my weapons again. See, this is a Goodwill Hunting kind of thing. Like, what I want to do is turn up here and just have them not be there. And that's how I know that everything's going wonderful. Which, Ben Affleck's monologue from Goodwill Hunting. A deep cut there. A few days. Gabriel, I hope you're not drawing things out here. See, it would be handy if I could just rest there, but I guess... I wonder if in part the reason why I can't rest here is because the location's going to change. Like, it's going to update. Hey, Bonitos! Thank you for joining us. The question for tonight, as per every Friday night, is what is the best thing that has happened to you this week? You just missed Sendai too. He was having some internet hassles though, so I think for the last little while, I think things have been a little bit out of sync for him. We're reaching the pointy end of Fallout at the moment. After having gotten rid of a nest of Deathclaws, I'm just trying to get a bunch of mercenaries who promised me some weapons for clearing all of that out. I'm just trying to get them to recognize that, yeah, all the Deathclaws are gone. It was a tough fight, and I had to channel a whole bunch of stim packs into it. Because the interesting thing with late game in Fallout is, like, with the combats that happen, most hits will glance off you, but the ones that hit you super hurt, they tend to be like criticals. So the things I'm facing now, even with power armor, like, I still need to sink a bunch of stim packs into fights. I don't have a counter on anymore in terms of time. I've got the water chip back to the vault, so I'm just trying to sleep off a few days here and get my hit points back up at the same time. And trying to get the gun runners to recognize that, yes, the Deathclaws are actually gone now. You also missed a super hilarious conversation about Henry Cavill's fists and how he reloads them in the Mission Impossible trailer. It was A+ content, trust me. Excuse me. I've been trying to remember Damien's excellent feedback too. Oh, you guys are still here. Come on. They're gone. Seriously. Right? It's just champagne comedy. 'Cause the thing that led to the joke is I've got fists that I need to reload. I've got power fists and they take like cells, so I can reload my fists too, just like Superman. See? I'll try not to bump the microphone there. See, that's where the champagne comedy comes in. But yeah, it's equal parts hilarious and slightly goofy when he does that in the trailer. Oh, come on, guys. Seriously. Few days. Okay, so I've slept here for 3 days. So I think they're gonna be... Okay, let's give it one more. One more, and if it doesn't happen then, we're gonna have to head on and do something else. Which probably means poking around in the cathedral. Which is a thought I don't relish. But we want to kind of start some trouble there. Because there's strange things happening in the cathedral. And I've got a sneaking suspicion. I've got a sneaking suspicion that the ultimate big bad is actually underneath that cathedral. And I'm slightly terrified about that fact. But it feels like in order to push that, I'm going to have to... I don't want to crack heads. Like, I don't want to turn it into a combat. Oh, see, that's what I should have done with my last level. I should have upgraded my lockpick. But I need energy weapons. It's also tough. It's so tough. Alright, let's sleep for one more day. Let's rest until morning. So how's your week been, Bonitos? What's the best thing that happened to you this week? Yeah. What did you search for in the emoticon search bar? Well, I guess you're going to type again. Sleep for elves. Is that the best thing that happened to you this week? Like a giant box of sleep? That's the quantity, that's the package that sleep comes in. Boxes of sleep, by the way. That's how you measure it. Alright, I'm just going to go down here first. Wait, how are there still eggs here? I got rid of all of these. Ah, it's not good. Why are there eggs? We killed them all. Oh, I don't want to... Targeted part of the egg. Which part of the shell would you like to crack? If I killed the mother, what's been laying the eggs? Awesome doll painted on one of the... Read fantastic book written by a friend. Oh, wow. Those are some... You got some great options there. Sounds like you've had a really cool week. Tell me more about the book. While I go and murder the young of the Deathclaw that I killed. Thank you for that, Codsworth. I'm so looking forward. There's a Codsworth and a Mr. Handy on Twitch, I guess unsurprisingly because people like Fallout, and I'm really looking forward to being able to rename my bot to just a variant on that. I've got a Mr. Codsworth right here. Look, there he is. Hello, sir. It's not how Mr. Codsworth sounds, but you know. Brr. Self-replicating eggs. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm more than a little disturbed. So I'm going to go back here. Okay. So I'm going to go have a nap. Yeah, they definitely should not be coming back. Looking for a champagne emoticon. Oh, that's disappointing. There should be one. Is there a bourbon emoticon? I'd probably be drinking bourbon by this point, except for the fact that I've got an oncoming cold. You'd appreciate this. The other thing I was talking about this week is I'm reading an Anatomy of Story, which I suspect you might have bumped into at some point in time. Tell me more. Yeah, tell me more. Oh, there we go. I did say that. Oh, wow. That kind of ties into Sun, who's one of the regulars here, was talking earlier about sort of empathy in games, like a book from the perspective of someone with different cognition. That sounds really valuable in helping understand a different viewpoint. Can't see bourbon either. I wonder if that's like a family-friendly thing. Well, if I get to the point where I have a custom emoticon, I know what I'll be going for then. Bourbon time. Unless they've got rules against that. I've never really looked. Gabriel, the Deathclaws are dead. Oh, here we go. Yes! There we go. So I just had to kill the eggs. That's what he was waiting for. Because I killed the eggs when I went down and fought the... when I went down and fought the Mother Deathclaw the first time around. But they respawned, I guess? So there's two ways always you can go with this kind of stuff. A bit mysterious and things are a bit open and not fully explained, but it's very effective. Okay. What? Yeah, I guess so. Like, I would have thought that after killing the mother, getting rid of the eggs was the right time to do it, but I guess it wants you to check again. So I could go the altruistic route, but no. Not a chance. I'm going to go the pay me, because I seriously need that equipment. Just take whatever you want. Alright. But we'll leave more weapons than ammo than you can carry, and just come back. Come back here whenever you need them. Yes! That is what I'm talking about. Off they go. Bye, everyone. Bye. Yeah, I do, but I'm not giving you any Nuka-Cola. Plasma pistol. Plasma rifle. Very engrossing book. Cool. Okay, thank you for the recommendation. I'll check that out. Small energy cells I need. We might want to sell some stuff. What's that? Plasma. That's the plasma rifle again. There's not really anyone to trade with around here that's close enough. Microfusion cells. You take small energy cell. Ah, you mongrel. Full carrying capacity. Alright, what can we get rid of? There's stuff here I can sell, but I'm not so interested in like being able to sell it. Oh, there we go. I can put stuff back there. Alright, now I know that we're getting close to the end of the stream, but I'm just going to pop out for just a couple of seconds. So, let's go to... Alrighty. Okay, Streamlabs. There we go. Detected that we've got in-game there. Oh, sometimes you just gotta go. Okay. Yep, cool. Mic levels are back up. So, if it's telling me I'm at full carrying capacity, I reckon the fact that I can just put stuff in these, I'm going to trust that I'm going to be able to pick this stuff back up. Let's go back to there. I'm going to trust that I'm going to be able to grab this stuff back from the closet. Salsa class. Just going back to your comment from earlier, Benitos. That sounds awesome. Where was that? Like, if I can ask. Plastic explosive. Plasma pistol. Can I pick that up? Oh, come on. I just got rid of a bunch of stuff. Alright, let's drop this, because it's going to be cheap anyway. Boink. Where is my weight coming from? I could probably get rid of the spear too. Like, I'm never... Realistically, I'm never going to... Never gonna dance again, maybe? I'm never gonna dance again. Oh, look, I hear you. Did you have fun, though? You did have fun. That's good. That's the important thing. Like, I completely relate. Like, I did a ballet for actors, like, class. Oh, because I came by and talked to you, like, after I did that a couple of times. And yeah, enthusiasm, but enthusiasm and a tolerance for your own shortcomings, I think, are so important. I think it's one of those things where it's like drawing, where people, you know, people say immediately, "Oh, I can't draw. I'm hopeless at it." But the people who can draw, like, it's not like they were born with it. Still at maximum capacity. You are trolling me, game. I've gotten rid of so much crap. Alright, shotgun shells. Don't need those either. Unless that plasma pistol is just super heavy. Yeah, exactly. That's so true. Oh, come on. Now you're just taking the piss. Now you are seriously taking the piss telling me that I can't pick that up. Okay, I need my FMJs because they're for my rifle. My rocket launcher I want to keep. Alright, I'm gonna close this and come back to that and see if it's if my stuff is still there. Yeah, exactly, it's all practice. But it can be super hard for people to... My full capacity. Alright, let's have a look at my inventory and see what's weighing me down. Yeah, it can be super hard for people to be comfortable with being vulnerable. Like, it's hard. It's hard to make your peace with 3 pounds. 2 pounds. It's hard to make your peace with looking like a goof. I find that a lot with people I work with as well. There's kind of two approaches that people have in the booth. Like I've worked with some people who are really talented, but when they screw up, like they will get angry with themselves, and that doesn't help. Like it's understandable, but it doesn't help at all. You get angry with yourself. You just start this perpetual cycle of just getting more and more frustrated. Everyone needs more pockets. Yeah, I know. And I got a strength of 10. I've got like all the strength. Okay, that food can fuck off because it does nothing for me. Rad-X I'm going to keep because it's rad, man. I have not popped my mentats once. I don't need those. It's fire sale. Everything must go. That was like the one good line in Die Hard 4. Well, actually, that's a lie. Die Hard 4 it's a problematic film, but it has some interesting moments. But that whole fire sale concept of maximum capacity, I think you're telling me lies. Oh, it's going to tell me like what my... Oh no, it's just telling me like what my weight is at the moment. It really doesn't want to let me pick up that plasma pistol. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. What is weighing me down so much? Oh, okay. Each rocket weighs 3 pounds. That could be part of it. The rocket launcher, I don't need as much. That was kind of an experiment. So we could probably even ditch the rocket launcher and the rockets for now. I know that goes against... Yeah. Oh, you said pockets, not rockets. I read that as rockets for a minute there. All right. In favor of getting a plasma pistol, let's get rid of the rocket launcher. Because the rocket launcher was doing... There we go. Was doing pretty similar damage to... It was doing pretty similar damage to what the sniper rifle was doing anyway. And that just means I want more small energy cell. Everyone needs more rockets. More pockets to put in more rockets. This is what it's all about. Failed at the walking. Went straight up to the edge and pah. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right. You got to be able to have fun with it. You got to be comfortable with being vulnerable, which is super hard. Because the other thing too is like whenever and I'm still the worst at this. The more stressed that you get about something, the less fun it is to sort of be around you. And like that's my daily struggle. Just getting... Oh, it's another power fist. A Ripper. Ripper! Is my melee better than my... Melee weapons, 52. Unarmed, 62. I wonder if it's worth taking that Ripper with me. Might see what kind of damage I can get out of it. Because I really need options now for this late game content. Umpire. Yes, there we go. There's an umpire emoji there. You have the best emojis. Your emoji game is strong. Stimpaks. I'll take those. I'll take all of those. Alright. I'll take more plasma grenades. Can I take more regular grenades? I don't really use them, but... Oh, there we go. Okay, so it was the rocket launcher that was weighing me down. And the rocket launcher is good for groups of people, but... Yeah, right? The incidental dialogue in this is just... It's just so good. Alright, I feel like we've got more stuff here now. Okay, so my sniper rifle does 14 to 34. What does this do? 15 to 35. Range 20. Small energy weapon. What does that do? 15 to 35. Yes! Alright. Papa has a brand new bag. Now, the only downside there is I think that's gonna count off energy weapons and not small weapons. But we'll see how we go. Alright, now we've got to figure out where to go next. Now, I did say that I would share the best thing that has happened to me this week towards the end of the stream as well. So today's been, well, this week rather. This week's been a really interesting one for me. It's been really good. I'm spending this week in R&D mode, which is something I do like every 3 months, every quarter. And so I'm kind of doing my own thing, which is nice, like having control over my own schedule completely. But there are a couple of really good things that happened this week. One was for a project that I was part of, we had a premiere at a place called Backlot Studios in Melbourne. It was an audio drama that I had a major role in, and the gentleman behind this, Justin Bechtold, has done amazing work in pushing that project for the last 2 years and getting it to a place where it actually had, for an audio drama, like really high exposure. Like he's just really savvy about getting his project out there, and it was great to be able to meet up with a bunch of people who'd been involved in that project in the same physical space and just celebrate that. I mean, it'll sound a little bit maudlin saying it, but voice work a lot of the time is quite a lonely job. Like we do our thing and we leave. Most of the time, the people that I'm recording with, I'm recording remotely, and I'll be involved in a project briefly, I'll get some direction, and that's it, done. So yeah, it's so rare that you get a chance to be in the same space as people and celebrate these milestones. So there was that, which was really nice. And the other thing that happened is there was an announcement for... Acknowledge to protect us from the children. Oh, that tells me where I've got to go next. Yeah, the other thing that happened, which was really nice too, which is there was an announcement for a game that I have done some work on called Battle Chef Brigade, which is a really cool game. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend it. It's available on PC, it's available on PS4, it's available on Switch. It's really good on Switch. But it's great on any platform. And they've just announced Battle Chef Brigade Deluxe. And that is where the character that I play, Ziggy, the necromancer chef, who's so cool. I'm not talking about my performance there. I'm talking purely about the concept of the character. I love the concept of the character. But Ziggy is a playable character now. I had a role in the plot of the game, so I was kind of I was an NPC character, but now you can play Ziggy in the game, and I'm really looking forward to being able to actually get my hands on Ziggy and play him in game. So that was really good, and getting fan feedback, like getting people reaching out on Twitter and going, "Oh wow," talking about that was so cool. So those were the two things that happened. The two peak moments for me this week. All right, we're coming up towards the end of our stream. Thank you, Bonitos. Yeah. It is really great to be able to connect with people and have projects out there in the world, and to be able to actually get in the same space. It happens so rarely. It's one of the things I really envy with people who work in sort of a game studio where they're in the same space. And yeah, Ziggy, conceptually, he's awesome. And it looks like the mechanics of his combat look fun too. So we're just about to we're just about to hit the end of the stream. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the cathedral. Oh, I'm going to put away my weapon because they've got a pretty strict... I think they're going to take that poorly to that too. They've got a pretty strict no weapons policy. And then that's going to leave us with a pretty clear point to pick up from on Sunday night. I'm getting paranoid about save games at the moment. Checking out the cathedral. I think this has got to be our next point. This has got to be the next thing we do. We're going to find out what the heck's happening here, because I think something super fishy is happening here. I might just put my power fist back on, because people don't react to that as a weapon. Whereas I'm fairly sure carrying around that giant Ginsu knife, people do. Thank you so much for joining us, Bonitos. Really appreciate it. So, folks, I will be streaming again on Sunday night, so that's 2 days' time, same time slot, 9 to 11 p.m. The event is up on the Twitch page. Check it out. What was the other thing I was going to say there? Oh, yes. I'm putting up more content on YouTube. So I'll put a link to YouTube. In fact, I think there's already a link to the YouTube channel over on the Twitch page, but I'll make sure that that's there as well. I have also created a blog to start aggregating a lot of the content that we talk about. So film reviews and articles that come up in conversation during the streams, because you all have some fantastic suggestions that I've been following up. And I always try to make sure that I can bring something to the table in terms of content as well. So if you're curious about that, then you can find then the Now Playing blog is at, I'm typing into chat while I'm talking at the same time, nowplaying.kingpower.com. No, because I'm not logged into Twitch on Streamlabs OBS. That's weird. Okay, I'm not even going to figure out, I'm not even going to try figuring out what that is. So yeah, it's been an absolute pleasure having you all keep me company. It's been a really fun 2 hours, and I really look forward to Sunday night. And yeah, in the meantime, check out nowplaying.kevinpower.com if you want to have a look at the early stages of aggregating that content. Otherwise, I'll see you back here on Twitch on Sunday night, or Sunday morning, depending on your time zone. Have a wonderful weekend. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, check out some of our other videos, and for live content, come join me on Twitch.